All right, welcome back. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. That way you can keep coming back over and over to hang with us and our fantastic creative guests in the arts and entertainment world. I'm Allison Murray, and right now we are at AuthorCon and Film Festival in Oneonta, New York at the Holiday Inn, hosted by DTM Wicked Radio. We're hanging with wrestler Brutus BeefCake. Thanks so much for hanging with us.
You're welcome, eh? The way you pronounced that name, I was like, I never heard of this town, to be honest with you. And I've been up and down these roads for 30 years.
Oh, really?
Or more, actually more than that. But, you know, it's great to be here. You know, the AuthorCon is a good chance to, you know, to get out and meet people and, you know, get the news out there that Brutus BeefCake has a book coming out.
Oh, you do? That's awesome. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your book first.
Well, it's a long time coming. A real nice guy I met through other people. He'd done some writing for some of the other wrestlers, and he's, you know, just so we could get the story straight. Not really going to be a lot of money made off of it, but just to get, you know, to get the real story out there, and that's the main, that's my main objective. And so.
What's your book blurb? Give us a little book blurb. What's it about?
Well, it covers a lot. It's a pretty thick book. A lot of pictures. Young Brutus, you know, BeefCake, growing up through, you know, childhood and early years, baseball, playing with Wade Boggs. You may have heard of him, of Golden Gloves and you know, Hall of Famer. Yeah. And I played ball with him when I was 11, 12 years old.
Wow.
And he's, I don't give it away, but he does the part of the book, a little piece in there talking about his friend young Brutus there and running wild and it is, you know, a lot of early days fishing and hunting and stuff, running and chasing girls and then training with Terry Bollea, better known now as Hulk Hogan, to be a wrestler and taking off, you know, on the road. His parents, they thought we were crazy,
I bet.
you know, but you know, we had an idea that we thought we could achieve something, and boy, were we right.
Absolutely. So that was my next question. How did you get into wrestling? Have you always wanted, like, even as a young kid in school, were you?
No. I was baseball, basketball, football, you know, sports guy. You know, Hogan was a musician, played guitars in bands. Both, at the time, used to go to the Armory in Tampa, Fort Hesterly Armory, and watch wrestling on Tuesday nights. I was up in the balcony with my older sister, Karen, and he was down at ringside, running around, yelling at the wrestlers and everything. And you know, I loved watching wrestling. I thought it was great. Never, ever had the slightest wish to be a wrestler. Not in any way, shape, or form. No. I was setting my sights at professional baseball.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think
a difference there.
Yeah, the big time. I thought I would have probably made one heck of a baseball player at 6'4", you know, 225. Yeah.
Probably could have hit a ball pretty far.
When I was just a little skinny guy playing baseball in Little League, I hit, as an 11-year-old, I hit 5 home runs, you know, and was a pretty good ball player. And then, you know, fate shifted gears. I had an accident, and a lawnmower ran over my foot, which hospitalized me for about a week, and then put me on a wheelchair and crutches for several months, because they had to reconstruct a couple of my toes, and it's somehow that kind of dampened my baseball career a little bit, and steered me into racing sailboats and being a lifeguard, and got a little away from sports there. And then I discovered, I actually might be able to get a little bigger if I started lifting some weights. Wouldn't be such so skinny. And then I was recruited by Hulk Hogan. He tried to talk all his friends into being wrestlers, but everybody was scared to death, and nobody wanted to take a chance, and I guess, Brutus BeefCake. Then young Ed Leslie was not afraid to strike out on his own, and put it to the test. And then two young boys from Florida made it into the history books.
That's incredible. It really is. It really is. Because I grew up with you guys. Now, my grandson, Silas, is into wrestling. My daughter is too, by the way. Wrestling, loves it. Is it really real? You know what I mean? Because, back in the day, it's fake and it's staged. Is it real?
Well, it's just about as real as you can get. Maybe is there a plan? Well, yeah, there is a plan. But it doesn't get any realer than being in that ring. I had 41 years and in the ring for 41 years, and I was lucky enough not to have any catastrophic injuries. But I have, a lot of my friends are not with us anymore, and guys suffered horrific injuries. I've been there present when guys have died in the ring, from broken neck, and believe me, if it was fake, nobody was dying. And guys weren't all, some of my friends who have managed to survive are all in wheelchairs, because their backs, their neck, their legs, their knees are completely shot. And a lot of them didn't even have the 40 years like I made it, 40 years, 41 years, unheard of. And still be, a healthy young man
You're
like
a pretty
me.
big guy.
A lot of people say, Brutus, you're huge, you're big. We didn't think you were that big on TV. I said, well, the problem was I was standing around with guys who were, Andre the Giant, 7'2", Big John Studd, 6'10", 400 and whatever pounds. The one-man gang, on and on, King Kong Bundy. These guys are 400-pounders. I was a 260-pound strapping lad. In pro football, guys 6'4", 260 is considered would be a defensive end, would be a lineman, an offensive tackle or something. Geez, I felt like a shrimp standing around some of these guys. Andre the Giant went over 650 pounds.
Oh my!
And I knew him pretty well. I was a friend of his for many years. I was actually at his funeral. God rest his soul. He was one unique individual. It was an honor and a privilege to know him.
Do you think that the wrestling world has changed over the years? And what do you think about women wrestlers?
Oh, well, business has changed. I don't think Vince McMahon and the McMahons, the whole family, Linda McMahon, they all played a part back in the early days. I actually did some wrestling for his father, Vince Sr., back in the late 70s. And, I appreciate, I'm very thankful for the opportunity. He gave us all, opportunity to be known around the world, and it was a great privilege to wrestle. I've wrestled in front of 500 million to maybe 1 billion people in live audiences. Because we don't take vacations and years off. We go year round for years and years and years running, and it's it's a pretty amazing thing. I'm just glad to still be here.
I know. So, what do you think about women in wrestling?
That's women in wrestling. It's maybe a matter of taste things. We had in our day a small amount of women wrestlers. The fabulous Moolah was the champion for her entire life, it was a different, a completely different era and a different style and a different look.
Yeah.
You know, the new wrestling, girls wrestling is skimpy outfits and big boobs popping out, and you know, and things, and it wasn't quite the same. You know, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not really saying it's a good thing. I mean, it's a matter of taste and opinion. You know, I think they're better to leave it wrestling to the boys. But you know, I'm not taking. You know, there are just some very athletic girls, and they like to you know, compete. You know, and you know, I say, God bless you. You know, go for it. You know.
I wouldn't want it. What's this? Is this your signature?
This is Tools of the Trade, Brutus. Brutus the Barber. You know, as I'm known, the only barber in the wrestling world ever, now or before or after. And you know, I've cut literally thousands of people's hair in the ring and out, and you know, it's my trademark.
Nice.
And it's been a great time. It's been a lot of guys weren't so happy after wrestling me and in matches, and got to say that they, you know, a lot of them got to suffer the styling of the barber's styling on their heads, and
I know. Roddy Piper.
well, no, Piper was a friend, but I never really cut Piper's hair, but that's probably one of the few guys I didn't cut.
He had some hair. He did. What else was I going to ask? Oh my God, there were just so many questions I had in my head. Are you friends with the new wrestlers? Do they come to you maybe for advice? Or
No, I mean, I do know some of the guys.
Do you still hang around in that?
Yeah, I'm not in those circles. You know, I live retired down in Florida, and enjoy going to the beach every day, hitting the gym, riding my motorcycle,
Nice.
taking my wife Missy, out to dinner, and you know, we hit the beach all the time and go fishing, do fun stuff. I spent 41 years on the road, missing out on all those things, and now, you know, I have a daughter off in college and nursing school, Alana, and you know, she's doing great. Very proud of her, and wish I get to see her once in a while. That'd be nice. But you know, it's all good. You know, it's just it's nice to be around for this time, and it's just so very sad that so many of my friends, you know,
I know it is.
that have passed and not able to enjoy, you know, these years and look back and remember all the great times that we had. You know, the 80s and early 90s were a time in wrestling that was very special. It was you know, it was the heyday of wrestling. Guys, there was just a class above, and it was real talent, real professionals, really athletic, really nice, smart guys, and they paved the way so the wrestlers today can still have a business, you know, and it's you know, and I was fortunate enough to be one of those guys.
Yes, absolutely. Well, guys, it's been a blast. We had so much fun hanging with wrestler Brutus BeefCake today. I am Allison Murray, but before we go, we'd like to thank our partners at Famous Faces and Funnies, Space Coast Comics, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, the Florida Book News, Word Fire Press, and our great friends at Summon Unique Magazine. Our brand new partner, ACES, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services with Heather Reed. These are the folks that share our videos all over the World Wide Web, and we hope you will too. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and let us know what you think of today's show and our guest. You can also check our guest links below. Remember to subscribe, log in, and stay tuned to see who we're hanging with next. Thank you so much. That was fantastic.